Thank you for joining this reading comprehension lesson with Mrs. Knight. We will read a passage and answer some questions using a word bank. Today, we will read about Wangari Maathai and answer some critical thinking questions from the reading. We are going to identify some key terms that will help us with the reading. Activist is someone who brings social change. A scholarship is an amount awarded to help someone pay for an education. Kenya is a country in East Africa. Protest is to show that you disagree with something. Nobel Peace Prize is an award given to someone who helps humanity. You can read along with me. All about Wangari Maathai. Wangari Maathai was an activist. She loved the earth and she was a leader. She was the first African woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Wangari Maathai was born in 1940 in Kenya. She grew up in a small village with her father as a farmer. She would collect firewood and help out at home. When she was 8 years old, she started school. She loved to learn and was a good student. When she was older, she won a scholarship to study in the United States. She earned many degrees. In 1971, she went to the University of Nairobi. She was the first woman in East Africa to earn a doctorate degree. In 1976, she started work at the university. When she came back to Kenya, she was sad to learn about all of the trees being cut down. People wanted to make room for big buildings. She wanted to help the earth. She also wanted to help women find work. In 1977, she started the Green Belt movement. This movement helped women by paying them to plant trees all over Kenya. She also helped over 30,000 women find work. Wangari was an activist for the earth. She protested the construction of big buildings because cutting the trees down hurt the environment. She asked to plant more trees. She was arrested many times for protesting the government's actions. After many years of protesting, a new government came into power. In 2002, Wangari became the Assistant Minister of Environment, Natural Resources, and Wildlife. Wangari kept helping women and the earth. In 2004, she became the first African woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize. In 2006, she wrote a book called Unbowed to share her story. Wangari died in 2011 when she was 71 years old. Now we can answer some critical thinking questions. If you need to, pause the video and go back to reread. Number 1. Why is Wangari Maathai famous? I'll show you how I started my sentence. Wangari Maathai is famous for blank and blank. Number 2. What was she the first to do in her community? I'll show you how I started my sentence. Wangari Maathai was the first African woman to blank. Number 3. How did Wangari help women in Kenya? I'll tell you how I started my sentence. Wangari helped women in Kenya by blank. This is the last one. I want you to challenge yourself on this question and write more than one sentence if you can. Number 4. What did Wangari do to change the world? You could write, Wangari worked to blank and blank to make the world a better place. Remember to pause the video and go back to the reading if needed. Let's check our answers. And my answers are just my answers. You might have a different idea. Number 1. Wangari Maathai is famous for winning the Nobel Peace Prize and starting the Green Belt movement. Number 2. Wangari was the first African woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize. She was also the first woman in East Africa to earn a doctorate degree. Number 3. Wangari helped women in Kenya by giving them jobs planting trees in their communities. Number 4. Wangari was an activist and a leader in her community. I'd love to see your answers. Wangari fought hard to make the world a better place. I love this quote of hers. It's the little things citizens do. That's what will make the difference. Try to think of things you can do in your own community to make the world a better place. Thank you for joining me for this reading and comprehension lesson. You did awesome. You can find more videos on my YouTube channel, and I will link some fun sites for further learning in the bio below.